Electric susceptibility. What is an electric susceptibility? We know that this polarization is directly proportional to the applied electric field. Already we have seen that this induced dipole moment is proportional to the applied field. And the another thing is that this polarization is proportional to this electric field. That is P, polarization vector is directly proportional to the electric field E. Or you can write here that P is equal to Xi into E. P is equal to Xi into E. This is proportionality constant. This is a proportionality constant. This is a proportionality constant, and this proportionality constant is called as an electric susceptibility. This is nothing but an electric susceptibility, and at this stage what you can say that the polarization vector is proportional to the electric field. This is one point, and from this you can write that Xi is equal to P by E. Xi is equal to P by E. So that here you can write the ratio of polarization vector to the electric intensity in the dielectric is called as an susceptibility. It is defined as, the electric susceptibility is defined as the ratio of polarization vector to the electric intensity in the dielectric. It is defined as the ratio of polarization vector to the electric intensity in the dielectric. This is nothing but the electric susceptibility. And the same electric susceptibility can also be defined as that Xi is equal to sigma I by E. Induced surface charge density produced in the dielectric. This is another definition. Induced surface charge density produced in dielectric resultant electric field. Electric field in the dielectric. in the dielectric. These are the two definitions for the electric susceptibility. What is the relation between DEP? Next, DEP, relation between D, E and P. Now what is D, what is E and what is P? What is D, what is E and what is P? E is nothing but this electric intensity. We know E is an electric intensity, and P is nothing but this polarization, and D is nothing but this electric displacement. D is nothing but this electric displacement. This electric displacement at a point is defined as the product of electric field strength at that point and the permittivity of the medium. If epsilon is the permittivity of the medium and E is the applied field, then this D is equal to epsilon E. D is equal to epsilon E. And we know from the dielectric constant, from this dielectric constant, that K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. Therefore, this epsilon can be written as K epsilon naught into E. Therefore, this is another one. So, D is equal to K epsilon naught E. Now, what is this D? D is displacement vector. D is the electric displacement. D is electric displacement or displacement vector. And this electric displacement is electric displacement is defined as the product of field strength, electric field strength, electric field strength and permittivity of the medium. Permittivity of the medium. And what are the units for this dielectric electric displacement? What are the units for this electric displacement? The units are Coulomb per meter square. Coulomb per meter square. And moreover, this D electric displacement can also be defined as Q by A, and this Q by A is nothing but the charge per unit area, which is nothing but this surface charge density sigma. This D is equal to the surface charge density of free charges. So this is one definition, that D is equal to epsilon E or D is equal to Q by A, and this is numerically or magnitude is equal to the surface charge density. The relation between DEP, and to derive a relation between this D, E and P, you should consider one equation, that Q by K epsilon naught A is equal to q by epsilon naught A minus q dash by epsilon naught A. This equation we should consider. Now a dielectric slab is placed between the plates of a parallel plate capacitor or condenser, parallel plate condenser. The medium is polarized. Now the induced surface charges appears. The charge is negative on the surface nearer to the positive charge, and the positive charge is nearer to the negative plate. Q dash is the induced surface charge. The charge Q on the plate is Q, and the induced charge surface charge is nothing but Q dash. The Q and Q dash are related by this equation. Q and Q dash are related by this equation. And from this equation you can write that Q by epsilon naught A. From this equation you can write that Q by epsilon naught A is equal to Q by K epsilon naught A plus Q dash by epsilon naught A. And here you can write that Q by A is equal to epsilon naught into Q by K epsilon naught A plus Q dash by A. And this Q by K epsilon naught A, what is this Q by K epsilon naught A? This Q by K epsilon naught A is nothing but the electric field. So that you can write this one as this is epsilon naught into E. And this Q dash by A is nothing but this polarization. Induced surface charge density or induced charge per unit area is also called as this P. Polarization. And what is this Q by A? Which is nothing but D. So D is equal to epsilon naught E plus P. Now this is the relation between the three. This is the relation between the three. And here you should remember one more definition for this polarization. Induced surface charge density. Induced charge per unit area is again called as the polarization. And moreover, here at this stage you can obtain a relation between the terms D and P. We can obtain that relation between D and P. Relation between D and P in terms of E. Now, what is the relation? And D and P in terms of E. And we know that E is equal to Q by K epsilon naught A. Or from this you can write that Q by A is equal to epsilon naught K E. And this Q by A is nothing but the definition of D. So D is equal to K epsilon naught E. Now this is the relation between D and E. The relation between D and E. And this you should remember. This you should remember. And in this again K epsilon naught is again called as the product, is again called as the permittivity. And from the definition of dielectric constant also you can write that K epsilon naught is nothing but epsilon. Therefore here also you can write that D is equal to epsilon E, since K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. And here also you can say this is the ratio epsilon by epsilon naught. The ratio of epsilon and epsilon naught is also termed as relative permittivity. Relative permittivity. What is the relative permittivity? The relative permittivity is nothing but this ratio of epsilon and epsilon naught. Permittivity of vacuum is nothing but, or free space is epsilon naught. Permittivity of medium is nothing but this epsilon, the ratio. Now suppose I substitute this value in this equation. Now we obtain, say this is equation 2 and this is say equation 1. From equation 1 and 2 you can write that K epsilon naught E is equal to epsilon naught E plus P. Then you can write that P is equal to K epsilon naught E minus epsilon naught E. Now which is epsilon naught E into K minus 1. Now this is our equation in 3. The another relation is from this, see, this P is equal to epsilon naught K minus 1 into E. This xi is equal to epsilon naught into K minus 1. Then you can write that P is equal to xi E, where xi is nothing but this susceptibility. Xi is susceptibility. Therefore, P is equal to xi into E. Now, from this relation, you can write that xi is equal to epsilon naught K minus epsilon naught. Xi is equal to epsilon naught K minus epsilon naught. Now from this epsilon naught K is equal to epsilon. Therefore, you can write this as epsilon minus epsilon naught. Epsilon minus epsilon naught. Since that K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught from the definition of dielectric constant. Or you can write that epsilon is equal to xi plus epsilon naught. This is another relation. And one more thing is that K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. Now epsilon is nothing but epsilon naught plus xi. That is epsilon naught plus xi by epsilon naught. This is equal to 1 plus xi by epsilon naught. This is another relation. K is equal to, therefore you can write that K is equal to 1 plus xi by epsilon naught. This is another relation. All these relations are useful in solving the problems, or directly the questions may ask basing on these equations. Now this is the relation of k and xi, the relation between k and xi. And another relation is that we know P is equal to xi e. P is equal to xi e. And another relation that we are going to use is D is equal to epsilon naught E plus P. And in this we can write that D is equal to say epsilon E. D is equal to epsilon E. Therefore epsilon E is equal to epsilon naught E plus xi e. Now xi e. Now from this you can write that epsilon is equal to epsilon naught plus xi. Epsilon is equal to epsilon naught plus xi. Now from this you can write. And moreover, you can write this as that epsilon by epsilon naught is equal to 1 plus xi by epsilon naught. Or you can write this one as that k is equal to 1 plus xi by epsilon naught. Xi by epsilon naught. Now from this you can write that k epsilon naught minus epsilon is equal to xi. Now epsilon naught minus epsilon naught, this is epsilon naught. Epsilon naught, if we are taking as a common, k minus 1 is equal to xi. This is another relation. Now from this also you can write that equation. I am writing it in another way. By simplifying in another way, I am writing the same equation. Now these are the various equations. Now boundary conditions at the dielectric surface. Now what are the boundary conditions? These are nothing but the rules that governing the behavior of E and D at the boundary. At the boundary of dielectric surface. Boundary of dielectric surface. There are two boundary conditions. How many boundary conditions? There are two boundary conditions. And what are they? What are they? First boundary condition is that this normal component of electric displacement vector is continuous across the charge-free boundary between the two dielectrics. The normal component of electric displacement D is continuous across the charge free boundary across the charge free boundary between two dielectrics, Now suppose you wanted to represent it by an equation. You can write this one as that d1n is equal to d2n. d1n is equal to d2n. Now the second one is the electric intensity vector. Regarding the electric intensity vector, the tangential component of electric intensity is continuous on both sides of the dielectric. The tangential, this one is the normal component of displacement vector. Now this is a tangential component. The tangential component of electric intensities. Tangential components of electric intensities are continuous on both sides of dielectrics. Now suppose you wanted to represent it with an equation. You can write this one as that E1t is equal to E2t. E1t is equal to E2t.